Today's video will be the ultimate guide to flossing your teeth. I've looked up a lot of flossing videos on YouTube, but a lot of them have this problem where they're not showing you exactly how to do it and why you should be doing it that way. So to start things off, I made this little model here. This is going to show us how to use the floss to wrap around the teeth to get good coverage. So let's pretend these are your teeth, and what we need to do is get the floss in between the teeth. And a lot of people, they hold the floss very straight like this and go in between, and again like that. But the problem with doing it this way is that you're only having the floss contact only about this amount in between the fingers, right? Because the floss is straight. What you need to do is pull the floss against the side of the tooth. And when you do that, you'll get a lot more surface contact between the floss and the tooth. And you will be able to clean a lot more of the surface of those teeth.
You about to show them, right? You got.
So now we're going to show an example of how to hold the floss. Get quite a long piece of floss. You want it to be about the length of your hand to your forearm. You can go longer than that, but don't go shorter, especially when you first start, if you won't be able to control it properly and it will slip out of your fingers really easily. Wrap it around your middle fingers. So if you're wrapping it around your middle fingers, then you'll be using your thumbs and your index fingers to control the floss. If you wrap it around your index fingers, then you'd be using your thumbs and your middle fingers. The important thing is that you're just holding about 1 centimeter of that floss in between your fingers. A very common mistake people do is they're holding it way out here, or they're just using their fingers like this to floss.
But they don't know what is what.
See my fingers? Make sure that your nails are clipped short. If you've got nail extensions, you're going to have a really bad time using floss. You want to get the floss in between the teeth, and then we have to wrap the floss around the side of the teeth. So keep the floss tight. How deep into the gums do you need to go when you're flossing? So if the gums are healthy, there should be a gap into the gums called a gum pocket, which is about 2 to 3 millimeters deep. So that's how deep you need to go. But you'll be able to tell because you'll see the gums going a little bit white around there. So that's called blanching of the gums, and that'll give you an indication on how far you've gone.
But they don't know what is what.
A lot of the time where people will really struggle to use the floss is the back teeth. So some common mistakes that people make when trying to floss their back teeth is, once again, they hold the floss too far apart. You're going to have a hard time getting the floss back there. You're going to be pulling the floss against your cheek and you won't be able to get good access because the cheek's in the way. The next issue people have is that they hold the floss too short. So they don't have a long enough piece of floss and they wind up the floss, and suddenly the floss is really short in their hands. You won't be able to get back there because you'll be trying to fit your whole hand in your mouth. And that's not going to work either. So now, if we're doing this, you'll be able to just fit 2 fingers into your mouth, and that'll be able to get all the way back very easily. So if we have a look, so I can get it all the way in between my very back teeth, push, wrap it around the back, up and down, pull against the front tooth, up and down. And the other side, use whatever fingers that you feel comfortable. For the top teeth, it's the same thing. So usually I'll try to use a thumb for that one. Long finger on the inside to guide the floss.